Okay, we've got our unit. I'm just going to pull it down, lay the parts out as they go. There's quite a few in there, so you want to make sure that you've got them all in order. And there. Okay, so that's our order. That's our unit there. And that's our screw. Now, I'm not really sure what's going on here because that's actually not broken. I don't know. We'll just have to have a play with that and see how it goes. You can see obviously how it works. As you wind that, it's going to crank it up. Maybe the pin's broken inside. We'll have a look. Okay, well, I've had a good look at this, and it's a bit of a mystery wrapped in a riddle, wrapped in a conundrum. All the parts are fine. The bolt that I thought was going to be snapped is fine. The only thing I can think of, this section goes in and drops down. This washer sits in. Now this next washer sits above. Now, I don't know if you can see that up close. I'll try to get it close. There's little press marks, and it looks as if that washer is actually supposed to be pressed in underneath there because it's too big to just slot in. So the only answer I can come up with is what's actually happening is these washers are blowing out under pressure when you're winding in them up, and that creates a space. If that's lifted slightly, you get that sensation that the bolt's broken, that it's slipping and rolling around like that. If it drops back down and there's pressure on it, it's all honky-dory again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get that washer back in and seated, make sure it's working properly, and I'm even considering maybe even dropping a little tack weld on either side and just run that for a while and see if that is the actual problem. So there you go. Okay, we've cleaned up the parts, give them a good wipe down, got them laid out in order, so we're going to do the reassembly now. What we'll do, like I said, I've cleaned them all up so they're fairly dry. I'm going to use some grease and just lightly grease everything and put it back in place, and then we're going to have a go at this washer here and see if we can't get it to seat properly. So I'll get it back together and then we'll try the reseating. And now we're about to try to reseat. Okay, that's popped back in. It's actually popped in really easily, which makes me think that really is the problem. Put the other bits back on, we'll have a look, see how it looks. So the way I see it, those pieces now sit on the next section, so that really does have to be held in place a lot better. Yeah, you can see it pushing up and wanting to escape. If you can see that, bring it a little closer. Not very good video, but as I turn, it really wants to push up past that point. So what I'm going to do is definitely do something with these points, these locking points, increase the strength of them, and I really think that's probably the problem right there. Okay, had a little think about it, and I've decided welding or putting a little spot weld in to help retain this is probably a bad idea, because there's one of these polyurethane washers underneath that washer. So what I've done instead is I've got a fairly broad flat punch, and I'm just repunching these lips, just making them a little bit more pronounced in. I'll give this one a go. Yeah, just want to curl it over a bit. Obviously put it on something soft, on some timber or something, because that's quite a soft little flange on that end, so give it something to protect that flange. It's not really a flange, is it? It's silly. And I think that looks pretty good. Got that there. The adjuster seems to be quite happy now. As you can see, it's doing everything it's supposed to do. It's now going through the motions and finding the right settings. It's nicely greased in there, just a tight spot. Nicely greased, so now it's just final assembly and hope for the best. Okay, just do a quick final assembly. Real easy one, this one. That guy was next, followed by this guy. Now this one here, let me see if we can see it on the camera. Okay, completely flat on one side. On the other side there's a little recess there that is for the O-ring, the dust seal. Flat side goes on, the mechanism like that. O-ring gear there. Just make sure that's going to seat down nicely, create that feel that you want. That actually feels pretty good there. And then of course your final stage, again your cover will go on that. That's your washer that'll help seat the spring in place, and that's the whole unit back together. And like I said, hopefully we've done the problem, we've fixed it. So I'll put the spring back together now, get it back on the bike, and we'll see how we go.